Get me to 500 subs. I am the man who walks alone. Mm. I can't really be that loud. I can't plug into an amp or anything. It's too late. It's too late to plug into an amp. I am plugged into an amp. I just have the volume off. Look at this. I made this. This is homemade. Notice how it's a Miller High Life bottle, yet there's no Miller High Life in there. That's because this is homemade mead. That's a homemade bottle cap. It's not the Miller one. It's just I had like a bottle cap press, and it's from like the 50s or something. Like it was completely covered in dust. I just took it outside, cleaned it off with the hose, and the bottle caps, the box was literally covered in like an inch of dust, but the box was sealed, so the caps were fine. I actually washed them off. So yeah, these bottle caps are probably like 50 years old at least. The bottle cap press machine was like at least 60 something years old too. And then yeah, I just washed out the bottle. Reuse. Use what you have, man. If you got 60-year-old stuff and it still works, use it. I had a vacuum that was from the 60s too, and we used it till it fucking died. And it only died a couple years ago. And then we bought a new vacuum, you know, that's made out of like entirely out of plastic, and then it fucking dies and like it breaks in 2 years. When the really heavy, you know, metal one from the 60s lasts for like 60 years. Dude, I had a vacuum cleaner that lasted for 60 years. And then, like, you get a plastic one and it lasts for, like, 2 or 3 at best. It's so stupid. That's what happens when you make shit out of, like, you know, you make stuff simple, you make it out of high-quality components, like, and then just maintain it, and it'll last forever. Like, yeah, if you get something and it lasts for 60 years, like, you probably pay a lot of money for it. But now you pay a lot of money for shit that breaks within 2 to 5 years. It's so ridiculous. Oh, by the way, if you don't have a bottle cap opener, you could use your teeth, but use put it on your molars. You have to put one side down on your molar, and then your top molars act as a pivot, and then you tilt up like that, and then that's how you take it. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you don't have a bottle cap opener, and you have, you know, healthy teeth, you get undo a bottle cap with your teeth really pretty easily. Just wedge it in there, like put the bottle like here on the cap, and then boom. But don't try it if you have like shitty teeth. You know, I wouldn't do it with veneers. Ooh. Bit yeasty because I only fermented it for a month, but I could actually kind of, before I shook it up, there was some yeast sediment that settled on the sides here. Maybe not yeast, but maybe like fruit that hadn't completely fermented. But this stuff must be pretty high ABV because after like 2 bottles, I feel pretty good. So I'd guesstimate it's definitely above 10%. It's close to a wine, so I definitely guesstimate the ABV is about 12. It's probably about 10 to 13% ABV, just by like feeling alone, because this is usually 4.6 if I drink 2 bottles of this like nothing, but I drank 2 bottles of this with meat in there, and it's like, you know, I'm probably not drunk, but I'm definitely over, like the legal limit for driving and stuff. Yeah, man, just make your own alcohol. I mean, it's cheaper and it's like, you know, in my opinion, it's probably higher quality. It's not mass produced bullshit. Like you made it. I want to start making my own stuff, like a lot more of my own stuff. I was looking into like making my own bread. You can make like sourdough and stuff. You can make your own bread. You can make your, grow your own food, make your own alcohol. Shit, I've even seen if you have a car that runs on a diesel engine, you can use like fry oil and like something else. It's like you can literally use like just ask a restaurant for their fucking like used fry oil and stuff and put it in your diesel car. See, if you wanted a car that could survive the apocalypse, I'd get like some type of diesel engine. Cause like I heard diesel engines are way more like they'll last way longer than a normal gas powered engine. And you could use alternative fuel sources like the fry oil and shit like that. So it's like if you want a car that can survive the apocalypse, get yourself like a old school diesel powered car. I forgot what the highest mileage car ever was on like the original engine. I believe it was over 1,000,000 miles. I think it was like some Volvo or something like something cool like that. Some Volvo. It's literally just like a super simple engine. Not a lot of moving parts, or not nearly as many as like a modern car. Simple engine, not a lot of moving parts, regular maintenance, and like that shit'll last you forever. Dude, they made cars so much better back in the day. Like you get like a '90s Camry or Corolla or something. Like they easily every fucking '90s Corolla and Camry that you get, they all go over like 500,000 easy. Dude, I've seen people with like, they're like, oh, I just hit 800,000 miles on the original engine. There's no car produced today that's gonna be hitting 800,000 miles on your original engine, other than like a semi truck or something. And even then, probably not without. It's like imagine hitting 800,000 miles on the original engine. That's insane, dude. Nowadays, it's good if you get a car that hits like 200,000 on the original engine. Like even that's considered high mileage to some people. In my opinion, if your car's engine can't hit at least 300,000 on the original engine, it's like it's not a very good investment. With regular maintenance, with like oil changes and stuff like that. It's like, dude, there's new cars that are, fucking the engine sees this is at like 80,000 miles or 100,000 miles or something, and that's okay. It's like, old cars were built better, especially like old Japanese cars, Toyotas and stuff. It's like 300,000 miles your car isn't even broken in yet. Still has a lot of life left in it. My Subaru did 270,000 on the original engine, but I think like part of the reason why it even failed that early is because it's like the previous owner, used it as a work car and then he let it sit just outside for a couple years. So like by the time I got it at like 240,000, I think the original engine pretty much died off at like 271,000. Now I got my new engine with like 50,000 miles on it from Japan. JDM, Japanese domestic motor. Hey, what's up, 4 viewers? I'm just talking about like car stuff. I'm basically saying like if your car can't hit 300,000 miles on the original engine with like no major repairs done to it, you shouldn't buy it. See, that's like my problem with like fucking, it's like nowadays like European cars, American cars, it's like, yeah, good luck. You ain't hitting that, dude. Like if you want a super reliable vehicle, you know, get a Toyota, get a Subaru, get something like that. I've heard bad things about Kia, pretty much every American car. It's like Toyota is like known for reliability and high mileage. Like, dude, you know, on Top Gear they did like the Toyota Hilux test. That thing is like literally almost indestructible. Dude, if I could get like a Toyota Hilux or something like that, they said that, dude, they ran that car in like the North Pole. They they dropped like a bulldozer ball on it, like in Top Gear. They ran it into the sea, and it still worked after all that. They set it on fire and it still worked. Like Toyota Hilux is like just the most indestructible fucking car ever. And they modified it and then ran it, and you know, way below sub-zero temperatures in the North Pole, and it made it. It beat it. It beat Richard Hammond and his sled dogs. Yeah, I like Subaru too. Like I personally own a Subaru. I think Subaru and Toyota are definitely the most popular cars in my area. I think it's because every Subaru except for like the BRZ or something comes stock with all-wheel drive. I'm sure. What's it? What's that Subaru that doesn't come? Yeah, so the only Subaru model that doesn't come standard with all-wheel drive is the Subaru BRZ. And it's rear wheel drive, so yeah, it's like a sports car basically. There's benefits of having rear wheel drive, but like all-wheel drive is just like stiff, you know, like the engine is applying like the same amount to each wheel, so rear wheel drive is like good for corners, taking corners, driving fast, you know. Because like if you have rear wheel drive, it's like better if you hit a corner that your back spins out a little bit than your front wheels. Then all-wheel drive is pretty cool. All-wheel drive is cool. Like I like, you know, my Subaru, my 04 Forester handles pretty well in the snow. I mean, I only like slightly drifted like a little bit in the snow with my Forester, because like my all-season tires were pretty low tread. But like I think I got new all-season tires, and then it handled completely fine in the snow. I think the key, you don't necessarily have to have all-wheel drive to drive good in the snow, but like it helps to have all-wheel drive in the snow, especially like a good all-wheel drive system like Subaru has a good all-wheel drive system. But also just like tires, just get yourself like all-season tires with a good amount of tread on them, and you could drive in the snow with like rear wheel and stuff. I mean, there's other factors too. Like if your car is like low to the ground and has pretty bad can't really, you know, like your differential and shit sucks, and you just start spinning out. It's like Dude, shut up, man. You don't even, what car do you drive? I'm talking about cars here, man. I'm personally a Subaru, man. My next car would probably be Toyota. Like, I have a Subaru now, and I really like my Subaru. But, yeah, my next car is definitely gonna be like a Toyota. I don't want to bother with like American cars or European cars. It's just like, nowadays, like they're all just shit, you know. Australian vehicle. I mean, you know, they do have a Subaru model that is literally called the Outback. Dude, and yeah, you should watch Top Gear for like car tests because you know they run it in extreme conditions too. Like they took a bunch of cars out to Africa where there's like super muddy, like nasty roads, and the Subaru handled super well because of the all-wheel drive. And then like the other cars, like they had like some Volvo and like another like a Ford or something, and then they kept getting stuck in the mud, and then they had to use the Subaru to haul them out because of the all-wheel drive. The only thing I don't like about my Forester is the road noise is pretty heavy. That could be due to the seals around my windows, like just being old and not holding up. But like, if you're, it doesn't affect it. Like, if you're driving faster than I'd say about like 60 miles an hour, or you're doing 60, the road noise starts becoming like pretty loud. I think it's more to do with the seals in my car just not being as good. Like my driver's side window kind of like pops out a little bit, and then like sometimes like when I was going like really fast, like when I was driving back to Spokane, I was doing like 100. Uh, you know, it just started like squealing and stuff from the window. So if I replace the seals, it should fix some of the road noise. That's my only complaint. It's like it's not really like a quiet car on the inside. Has a good I put like a Pioneer in there, and I still have like the stock speakers, and it gets really loud. So also there's heated seats, and they get really hot. They're actually hotter than my dad's new 2024 RAV4 Prime. His heated seats don't get nearly as hot as mine and my '04 Forester. Yeah, but I mean, he has like isolated air conditioning, heated steering wheel, like everything, you know, sunroof, all the goodies. My only goodie in my car is like, you know, the all-wheel drive, I guess, and heated seats. Dude, there's no point in typing out stupid comments, Mike776. You know, I'm like well past the point of reading your stupid comments and like uh, satisfying you with a response. You just type something like normal, and then I'll actually like respond to it. Because I won't even read your stupid comments out loud. I have to hook you up to the charger because we're only at 14%. No, you're just annoying. A normal fan is like talking to me like a normal human being. Angeline is a good fan. You're not really a good fan. I mean, you're dedicated, but you're like dedicated to like pissing me off. You're lucky I haven't blocked you with all your stupid fucking comments. I haven't, I haven't, I haven't even been alive since the beginning of the century. You guys gotta make yourself some mead. Don't buy it because mead's probably super fucking expensive. But like, if you make it, it's really not compared to how much you get. Ugh, I need to take a shower, man. My hair is I usually don't shower every day. Like I shower every other day because I heard that's better for like your skin and hair and stuff. So I do get like a lot of fucking grease. There's oil, natural oil in my hair. You gotta, dude, beer ain't shit compared to this fucking mead. This mead is higher alcohol percentage. Mead is higher alcohol percentage than beer. And in my opinion, it's like even a more complex flavor. You know, because like beer is like the hops and stuff to produce the alcohol. Mead is honey, so it's like even it's sweeter and it's higher ABV because there's tons of the sugar in the honey. Like just look at the color. It's even brighter in person. It's like a bright. This is blackberry, honey, spring water. It's a very nice, like pink color. Kind of a darker pink. It tastes closer to wine than it does beer. I think because mead is technically considered a type of wine. I mean, I'm pretty sure mead has its own category, but it's under the general like wine because it's just made with fruit. So it's far different than a wine, though. There's sweet red wines. There's very sweet like red wines and white wines, like especially cheaper ones. Like usually the cheaper wine you get, the sweeter it is. But like this tastes like high quality, you know, because it's like handmade by me and my friend, and it just has like a more complex flavor. I'm sure it tastes like my ex-girlfriend. I don't know. Yeah, I wish fucking girls I've eaten now taste like this. I don't know what it is, but some women's pussies just taste weird, dude. Like, why do some women's pussies taste weird? Or they just get like overly wet, and then it's like, because it's literally like mucus, you know, like when I've been congested for the last few days, And then, I just blow out my tons of fucking mucus into a tissue. It's like literally the same substance. Like, imagine just like eating that. Like, I don't mind eating pussy, but like sometimes it's like, holy shit. It's like women need to like spend more time cleaning their pussies than like us guys do our dicks and stuff. There's more to clean, there's more of an area. It's like an internal, partially exposed, like internal organ. Whereas a penis is pretty easy to clean, honestly. And I heard women aren't supposed to use like soap on the inside of their vaginas, and it's like we could use soap on our, dicks and stuff. Yeah, a dick is like way easier to clean, so. I feel like I'd enjoy eating pussy more if it was just like a super hot chick. I think I've only eaten two girls' pussies. That's how you can tell it's real too. Look, there's shit in the bottom, but that's blackberry. That's blackberry down there. It's because when you siphon it, you can't like. At least I couldn't get everything out. I mostly got it out, but like, okay, some bottles were completely clear, but I drank all those. I've been drinking the most clear bottles. Like, maybe like 3 or 4 out of my 8 bottles that I made were completely clear. So like half of them were completely clear, and then like half have like the sediment in it. I must say it tastes very good, and it's definitely alcohol because I'm feeling pretty drunk. I'm feeling drunker. It must be pretty high ABV because like yeah, a couple sips off this gets you pretty buzzed. As someone with like a normal tolerance, it's like I drink occasionally. And I don't drink every day, but like it's on average maybe once every 1 or 2 weeks I probably drink. So I have like average alcohol tolerance. It's definitely better than the cheap shit I usually get. I get like a Steel Reserve and Four Loko and stuff. I don't really get Four Loko. I get Steel Reserve. Like it's cheaper. It is lower ABV than Four Loko, but like I just think it tastes better. It doesn't give me as bad of a hangover. It's cheaper and it doesn't give me as bad of a hangover. I also drink beer too, but like yeah, I got the Miller High Life in this, and it's kind of shit. I also drink Old English. I drink cheap shit. I drink Old English, Steel Reserve, this. Sometimes I drink, and I've gotten the twisted teas before. I got a bottle of not. I got a 6 pack of Not Your Father's root beer. That's actually pretty good. You can't really taste the alcohol that much in it. Not Your Father's, it mostly just tastes like root beer. But like, this tastes better than it all, you know. Because we used high quality ingredients, you know, like organic raw honey, spring water, or organic blackberries. We used some like some seasoning too, like spices, like no, we got like a allspice and like something else. I think we added like 2 different spices in it as well. Okay, you don't have to say hi if you've been in the chat for a while. Why don't you leave a thumbs up if you're actually a good viewer and support me? Why don't you leave a thumbs up? Boost my algorithm rankings. Leave me a like, leave me a like, leave me a like, leave me a like, leave me a like. Thanks, nigga. Oh my god. Whoa. Okay, I'm starting to feel it pretty good. Shit, dude, I'm feeling like I was completely bone sober before I drank any of this. I'm not even like all the way through yet, and I'm feeling pretty damn good. Yeah, I could tell it's pretty relatively high ABV, like 12, 13%, maybe 14% or something. Off of like that little. Shit, dude, I'm feeling good. This is good shit. I probably might kill another bottle. Doesn't taste as mature. I only fermented it for 31 days exactly, so fermentation should have been over, but it still didn't. It's like fermentation basically just became over. It didn't really develop this strong of a flavor profile. Probably even reached probably some of the highest ABV you could get. Maybe I could have gotten a little bit more out of it. Maybe like 1-2% more if I aged it for like another month. But it didn't develop its flavor as much. But even as it is, it still developed quite a lot of flavor. I'm happy with it. It definitely doesn't taste as mature as I'd want it to be. We had kind of a time crunch, like we were making this mead for like an occasion, like my friend coming back, and then we're gonna go camping and drink it and stuff. But it's like if I were able to age this for like 2 months, 3 months, I definitely feel like the flavor profile would have been even better than it is, and it's pretty good after 1 month. So next time we make mead, definitely gonna plan out and age it longer. Still very good as it is. Oh shit, dude. One bottle's gonna me feel not even three. The first bottle, it's gonna me feeling good. Hey, what's up, viewer? Uh, Even if you're stopping by, just please leave a like if you would. I'd greatly appreciate it. Fucking bitch. Where's my Zen? Hate the Zen, not the Zenner. Holy fuck, bro. That feels good. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Give me some comments, motherfucker. Give me some fucking comments, you piece of garbage shit, motherfucker, bitch. Asshole. Leave me a fucking comment, leave me a fucking like, right the fuck now. Why am I why do I fucking suck at getting consistent viewers and a lot of viewers? I need to upload some gaming videos or like trendy clips to get my viewer count up. I want to be honest, I don't really like game that much anymore these days. I have like other concerns. I should game more. I was playing like a little bit of Oblivion Remastered. And then I kind of got like a little disinterested because I've been focusing on other stuff. I don't know, I just can't like help but see gaming as like a little bit of a waste of time these days. Like I spent a lot of time wasting on like YouTube and stuff over gaming. Gaming isn't like my primary time waster anymore. It's like scrolling on like Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. So like, yeah, I'm not even a fucking gaming nerd anymore, honestly. I don't play that many video games. I've gotten to the point in my life where it's like it's not like as fun anymore as it used to be. Like gaming is not as fun as it used to be anymore. Like, I'd rather watch YouTube videos and stuff. I go through periods of that, like I'd rather be scrolling on YouTube than playing video games, and there's sometimes where like I'd rather be playing video games, but recently it's been way more YouTube than video games and shit. I don't know, I'm a little lazy with my content creation. Like I don't fucking I'd rather live stream than make a video because it's like easier. I don't have to edit, I don't have to worry about any of that shit. Like a live stream, I literally just come on. Live streaming is so much easier. I just come on here and fucking vent and talk and get drunk sometimes and just flows easily. The video is like proper. It's proper effort. I don't know, you could be a successful YouTuber without having heavy edits like Penguin Zero, Some Ordinary Gamers, Mudahar. They both have very like light editing. I wouldn't be surprised if like Penguin Zero and Mudahar even possibly edit themselves because their videos have like very little editing, it seems, and it's really simple stuff. It's just like jump cuts, and it's not even jump cuts. It's literally just simple cuts from like maybe they talk and then they blank for a little bit and then add when they got it back. It's not like it's no animated stuff. It's no heavy transitions. It's like sometimes they barely like they just flash something on the screen for a little bit so people could pause and read, or maybe a quick video. Like all the editing stuff is actually really simple. The hard stuff is like jump cuts and animations and effects and stuff. Like that's the stuff editing that takes the most time. Simple cuts and just talking transitions are the easiest when it comes to editing. Like Penguin, like yeah, Moist Critical, Penguin Zero, and Mutahar, some ordinary gamers have very simple editing styles. I wouldn't be surprised if they edit themselves because like when they make the videos, it doesn't seem like it would take that long to produce something like that by themselves, and it's cheaper because if you have a hired editor like Mr. Beast or PewDiePie or something like that, it costs extra money. So, I mean, I'm a cheapskate. I probably would never hire an editor. Because, like, those YouTubers have proven that you don't necessarily need to have, like, super high quality editing to have a successful YouTube channel. But you have to be better at talking and carrying dialogue for an extended period of time. That's the caveat to that. You have to be better at continuing the watchability of a video to be in order to do YouTube videos without heavy editing. I think I value like simple editing over really stringent hard editing. Like I watch Greg Doucette sometimes. He's like a bodybuilder and makes, you know, like fitness videos basically, and he does some drama and stuff too, but like nowadays he has like some editor who just puts way too much shit in there and it's like almost unwatchable now. Like I watch it for like the cringe factor of the editing rather than the content of the video, and like Greg Doucette's fucking editing nowadays, like it sucks. Like simple editing is so much better. It's an undervalued skill, simple, concise editing. It's like a movie. Like a movie doesn't, the editing doesn't go off into all these tangents. It shows content. It shows the most relevant content in the shortest amount of time possible. That's what a movie does. You know how many takes they have to do for each scene in an average movie? It's probably like at least 50 to 100 to hundreds for each scene. It's take a million different takes to make it perfect. And then the editing, it doesn't go off into a tangent, it just goes into the next relevant scene. That's it. Other than like CGI and stuff, like a old school movie with real dialogue, mostly real acting and everything, like editing is. And in the old days, CGI used to be created by real effects, real props, real actors. You know, there's such thing as like a stunt double. I think like a stunt double was more common in older movies. And the way that you could get around hard transitions in editing and movies is camera angles. You could actually get around a lot of hard transitions and scene changes, like on the actual set. Like if the camera switches to a different actor and shows them doing dialogue or like hearing a conversation from another actor, the way that they get around that in movie editing is because there's a bunch of different cameras. There may be like, you know, 5 to 10 cameras or whatever pointing at every angle of a dialogue, and then you get around having to shoot new scenes for each dialogue because they just use the different camera footage to show it instead of running a whole entirely new scene. So that's a little editing tip. The reason editing is like it is in the way movies is because they have multiple different camera angles. It's just like if you were to watch live TV, they don't have to start and stop and recalibrate every second because they have multiple different cameras shooting at different angles that they just cut the feed to. It's pretty easy trick in the film industry, and editing is just you could avoid starting and stopping scenes by just introducing multiple different angles for cameras. Basically, just having multiple cameras. Movies, it could be harder because usually if they use a really, really high quality camera, like there's like a Black Magic camera or something that A24 uses that shoots like 8K 24 frames per second, which is film standard, by the way, if you didn't know. 24 frames per second, sometimes 23.98, basically 24. And it shoots like really, really, really high quality at a super high resolution. By the time it hits theaters and TV screens and computers and phones, it's not the original super high crazy resolution like 24K or 16K or anything like that. It's a maximum 4K. But even then, they the reason nowadays that they shoot higher than what you get is because film quality is going to be lost in the editing process, like compression and bitrate, and also due to streaming services. Like most people don't watch unless you have incredibly fast, high-speed internet. You aren't watching a video or a movie at 4K because it buffers and stuff. You have to have really fast internet and a capable system to stream 4K quality movies, and also in the process of like the final version from the editor and the streaming services that get it, there's a loss in quality. That's why YouTube videos, there's YouTube compression, and also that's why in YouTube, if someone's doing like a gaming video or films at night, in reality, like when the person is filming that video and taking it on like their camera or their phone or whatever, it's not nearly as dark as YouTube shows it to be. Like when you post something to YouTube, the colors get darker and stuff. It's because there's a high amount of compression that happens when you post it to YouTube servers, because they have so many hundreds of thousands or millions of videos being posted a day that even Google, which owns YouTube servers, couldn't possibly handle at one time. So what they do is they set something in the algorithm that says every posted video gets reduced a certain amount of quality. Yes, it may be like 1080p, maybe 720p, whatever, 4K, but there's a loss of compression that happens in that video because their servers can even with the fastest internet on the planet and the best servers possible, they just couldn't keep up with it. That's why YouTube Premium gives you advanced bit rate, is because they reserve specialized parts of their servers to handle the really, really high bit rate stuff that gets produced so that people can watch it at the highest quality possible. Little known fact. That's why. Hi, what's up, Daniel? What are you interested in, man? What are your hobbies? Like, what could I talk to you about? I could talk about anything you want, man. I was talking about cars. I was talking about video editing. I was talking about YouTube movies, all that stuff, man. I'm interested in music. I don't know what music genres you're interested in. If you give me like a football player, well, like American football or soccer. In my country, in America, we call football soccer. So, do you play American football or soccer? Also, Canadians use that term. Okay, North Americans, other than south of America, soccer, yeah. Canadians and Americans use that term, but yeah, it is football. That's cool. Are you professional, or are you like in like a rec league? Are you varsity? I don't know, like, what do you call it? Are you junior league? Are you I'm assuming you're not a professional football player for like your country, right? An academy, nice. That's cool. Goalkeeper. Yeah, goalkeeper is probably one of the harder jobs in the. Oh, you're 13. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool, man. Dude, if you work hard at it, you could probably make it pro. You can make it pro, but you just gotta be like the best of the best. Cambodia, nice. Yeah, I don't really want to be famous, but thanks. With fame comes a lot of money, by the way, so yeah. I like the money that I get from being famous. So you're in Cambodia, so you're Asian, that's cool. Cambodia is an Asian country, right? Am I getting that confused with something? Is that next to Laos or like Vietnam or something? Laos. I think they call it Laos, not Laos. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So you're Southeast Asian. That's cool. Thank God. Not all Americans have bad geography skills. Okay. I was confusing. I mean, there's Cameroon, but yeah, it's Africa. But yeah, Cambodia. Cambodia is in Southeast Asia, right? Southeast Asia is cool. I've been there. Been to Hong Kong. Hong Kong is a very wealthy part of. I'm assuming Hong Kong is way wealthier than Cambodia. Okay, see ya. I've heard Hong Kong is like one of the wealthiest or the most expensive cities to live in the entire world. But like for an American, it's really not. I think they're going by overall GDP, not like local economy, local areas. Like where I was staying in To Kwa Wan is not nearly as expensive as some places like like TST or Central Hong Kong and TST are like the most expensive areas of Hong Kong. They're both on each side of I'm pretty sure it's the ocean. There's like an ocean that goes the Pacific Ocean, and then on each side of is one is TST, and then one is Central Hong Kong. And that's where like the skyscrapers are and the business district is. But when you get outside of that area, like you go to Kowloon or there's the area in Central that's like India Town, or I think it's in TST actually. Chungking Mansion. Chungking Mansion is like basically like the little India in I think TST, and then there's To Kwa Wan, which I stayed in. To Kwa Wan was pretty cheap. I mean, it's cheap compared to fucking places I went to Central or TST. Way cheaper. That's the local areas. To Kwa Wan is, you know, local area. When I mean local, I mean there's not a lot of like wealthy foreigners, aka white people. When you go to Central, it's like going to New York City. Central is like where all the white people live and work. It's where, expats live. It's where wealthy expats live. You go to To Kwa Wan and then you get looked at for being a white person like me. I saw like one black guy in To Kwa Wan, and then a lot of and there's a lot of Indians, but there's a lot of Indians in Hong Kong, and then white people that actually live and work in Hong Kong mostly live, they have high paying jobs in central Hong Kong, and I noticed, my friend is a local. He lived there his entire life, and like we both noticed when I'm in To Kwa Wan or Kowloon, all those places, I get stared at for being white, especially from older people, because they don't see white people very often there. When you go to Central and TST and stuff, you don't get any looks or getting stared at. It's because they've seen plenty of white people there. That's cool, but Hong Kong people are very friendly. I love the city of Hong Kong. It's a great city. There's a lot of cool things there. There's something for everybody in Hong Kong. Plenty of stuff. Beautiful city, beautiful landscape. Can't say you know enough good things about it. I was there for 2 weeks. I did a lot of things in Hong Kong. I saw a lot of stuff. I wish I studied some more Cantonese before I went there. I'd uh, I'd love to go back to Hong Kong, so I'd really like to study some Cantonese so I could properly communicate with a lot of people. Because although they do teach English in school there, it's like you can't expect them to be great at English because you can't expect the majority of people to be great at English because most of them are interacting with, you know, foreigners that don't have the common language of English, or they don't use it in their daily life. Like even Steven, who has perfect English, like I'd say Steven has probably even better English than most than a lot of it native English speakers. It's like he says that he doesn't use it in his daily life outside of talking to his mom. But he says like I'm good English practice because he doesn't get it in his daily life. He's pretty much exclusively he's speaking Cantonese. So I'd really like to learn some more Cantonese other than Doje, which is thank you, or Dole Lomo, which is I don't want to. It's a it's a pretty bad curse word in Hong Kong, and I learned that from experience. Dole Lomo is fuck your mother in Cantonese, and then Doje is thank you. There's people like I met like foreigners that were saying like ni hao and stuff, and it's like that's Mandarin, and my friend Steven, and like from what I've read, Mandarin is like 60% different than Cantonese. It's a completely different language. That's crazy. Like he's in Hong Kong, and then and he go to Shenzhen, mainland China, and like you can't understand what the fuck people are saying because they speak a different language than you. So yeah, I should actually study some Cantonese, especially if I definitely want to go back to Hong Kong. You know, Hong Kong was a wonderful city. I really love Hong Kong. I love Asia. I might even visit Japan too. I met a woman who was a very good impression about Japan for me actually. She's a Japanese woman, and she was awesome. I met her on the airplane. We talked for a couple hours. She's a beautiful woman in my opinion. She's a beautiful woman, and had a conversation. It's like she's so intelligent. It was like I'd say that was a good part of my trip is meeting that woman on the plane, the Japanese woman. I think Japanese people are very respectful, and they have a very nice culture, but you have to respect them and their culture to in order to get along with them, and And it's because like the Japanese for the majority of their history are very isolated. Like the Japanese didn't start trade with like the Western world until like the Portuguese, and it's like Japan was a very isolated nation for most of its history, and like they have a really strong culture, and they teach it, they live it. Like the Western world, like although we have like local customs and stuff, obviously, it's like our art culture isn't nearly, it's not as strong as like the Japanese. It's like they have a very, very, very strong tradition. So it's like you just have to respect it. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm not into anime or any of that stuff that most people are interested in Japan about, but like I do. Their culture is really cool. Like even Chinese have strong culture, but they're not. They've been way more exposed to like the Western world, and they're on like the forefront of all these different aspects like technology and stuff like that. Like China's a super advanced nation. At least in like the big cities. If you go to some rural area in China, like there's places in China that are like it's like this is supposed to be like a first world country, you know. It's like they don't have internet, they don't have running water, they're still doing like you know my friend Steven from Hong Kong even said like dude, he showed me even videos like they'll eat like cockroaches, and they'll make like cockroach soup and stuff, and do these crazy Chinese medicines because like that's just what they've been doing for thousands of years. It's like you showed that someone in Shanghai, Beijing, something like that. It's like that they'd consider that backwards. But like China is a really really advanced nation for the most part. And it's like even though Chinese culture is very strong and they have all this stuff, it's like I think like Japan is just it's pretty nationalistic. Like a lot of Japanese people like they don't like any foreign, like they don't like foreigners. They're like Japan is for the Japanese. It's like they don't want the West or people from other countries coming there and ruining it for them, which is completely understandable. I get it. But it's like, yeah, to appeal to a Japanese person, it's like you do have to respect their culture and their customs. Just like any country you go to, if you don't respect their culture and their customs, and you make it you make your stay in that country like all about yourself, it's like of course they won't respect you. I think that's what every citizen, every native citizen of every country wants is for foreigners to adapt to their culture and their customs. You could bring outside influences, but you need to you need to interact with the locals and uh, adopt their culture as well to be like a respectable foreigner in a different country. And like if you don't, like that's why stuff like xenophobia and stuff exists, is because you go to that country and you don't acclimate yourself, or you don't, you know, trying to think of the word. You just don't like follow that country's culture and customs. It's like I think that's why a lot of people don't like Americans, is because like even if like they travel and stuff, it's like they still think America is like the only country that matters. They think they don't need to follow the local customs and culture, and they can do whatever they want, and like it's all about themselves. Like I think that's what gives Americans a bad rap a lot of times. It's like if I'm going to any country, you should learn like you necessarily have to be fluent in their language, but you should learn enough to get you by. You should know, you know, stuff to talk to people about in that country and like ask them about their culture, ask them about like their traditions and stuff like that. And I feel like that's just the easiest way of doing it is just like just learning, having an open mind, learning about how different parts of the world do different things. Because it's like at the end of the day, every citizen of every country does the exact same stuff. Like we're all humans. We do the same stuff. It's just we do it in different ways. We have different ways of going about things, and even language, like in English compared to like other languages, there's like sayings and phrases and specific emotions that aren't actually conveyed in English, or stuff doesn't translate well. So it's very interesting, like even just like looking at language and culture and stuff. It's like we do every human, like we do the same stuff, but it's like every country and culture and everything, like they have they have a completely different way of doing it, or that's the interesting thing about traveling is just seeing how different people do the exact same things in life, but just in a different way, like food, speaking, how they go about things, how they behave. Like that's the really interesting thing about traveling, and just seeing how people do stuff differently in their day to day lives than you. That's why I think a lot of Americans, especially, are just like ignorant and not open minded, is because they don't travel. Like, yes, I get the argument that okay, America is the wealthiest country in the world. We do have a really strong grasp on a lot of different areas, like economically, socially, like social media platforms. Most of them are made in America. A lot of the culture for a long time, like Hollywood and stuff, has been like the main entertainment, TV shows, stuff like that. Even like clothing, like even inventions in clothing, a bunch of stuff. It's like America has dominated a lot of those aspects. But like the reason why I think Americans get a bad rap for that is because it's like yes, America is dominant in a lot of these aspects, like the film industry, economically, military, like all this stuff, and like Americans just don't travel enough and don't keep an open mind to different cultures and different countries and stuff, and they're just completely ignorant about it. It's like they don't think that studying geography is important. They don't think that learning about history and a bunch of different cultures and countries and their history is important, because they think like America is like the most important. It's like why should we need to know anything about anything else? And it's not even true. I'm an American. I don't think America is the best country on earth. I don't think there's there's pros and cons of every single different country and like everything about them. Like I don't think you can't definitively say that there is like the best country on earth. Even if you're super patriotic, there is no the best country on earth. There is no the worst country on earth. Every country has pros and cons in different ways. It's like a person from Zimbabwe can think Zimbabwe is the best country on earth, even if they've been to America, to Canada, to Japan, to Germany, to Italy, to France. Like they could still think Zimbabwe is the best country on earth because it's like you know, it's like what they grew up with. It's like what they're familiar with. It's like I don't after traveling and stuff like even before I mean I didn't think like America was the best country on earth. Maybe the best at certain things like economy or maybe military, entertainment and stuff, but that doesn't make it the best. I think, I mean, there's plenty of countries that are better than America in a lot of ways in certain things. You know, even in freedom rankings, America isn't. This is supposed to be, the land of the free, home of the brave. I thought America was supposed to be like the freest country on earth and stuff, and even in freedom rankings, it's not because there's a lot of things in America that aren't free, and that you have to worry about like healthcare and stuff like that. So America is not the freest country on earth. It's not the best country on earth, and I'm an American. Like, I'm patriotic enough, but it's like you could be patriotic and still realize your country has its different downfalls. Yeah, like America isn't the best country on earth, obviously. Like, we have plenty of problems. It just depends on the person. Like, if something is important to you, another country might be better at that than your own country. Like, I don't think patriotism should get in the way of common sense. I mean, like, yeah, I think the founding fathers had that ideal in mind that every citizen and everything should be free in that country and be willing to exercise, their rights and their religion, and that every man is, entitled to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Like, that's what the founding fathers intended. But like in the modern world, it's like there's even that's being infringed upon just by modern day life, like with technology and stuff like that. It's like life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness could be dampened by all sorts of factors. Yeah, I mean, I do respect the founding fathers and like what they intended to create, but it's like no country could be completely perfect. No country is perfect in every single regard. Every country has its downfalls. That's why I don't think America is the best country on earth. I don't think France is the best country on earth. I don't think Zimbabwe or Botswana or Sierra Leone or Madagascar or Egypt or Morocco or Spain or Italy or France or Germany or Switzerland or Austria or Liechtenstein or Finland or Sweden or Norway or China, Japan, Korea. I don't think any of those are the best. I don't think there is a best country on earth. I think every country has its ups and downs, and pros and cons of living there. Hey, what's up, VD Laxith Dev? I don't know. So my opinion from like traveling and stuff, there is no best country on earth. You could be patriotic about your home country, but you know, I don't think just because something is your home country that it's the best country on earth. Maybe the best at certain things, like America is the best economically, probably entertainment, military, but like, you know, that doesn't matter. It's not the best country on earth. There is no best country on earth. It's all relative. VD Luxit Luxit. I don't know how to pronounce that properly. America isn't even the best of in terms of cost of living anymore. It probably never was, but like especially now with the economy, it's like I'm seriously considering saving up a lot of money, and I've heard, dude, the average home price in like rural Bulgaria is like $5 to $40,000 US dollars, and then like urban areas in Bulgaria it's like 40 to 100,000. Like that's crazy. It's crazy good. Like in terms of US dollar to like what we pay here. Dude, the average home price in my fucking city is $440,000. That's ridiculous. I could move to Bulgaria and then pay $20,000 for the same home that I could get here for $400,000 or like 300, even like lower price. Like my home is worth like $350,000. For $50,000, I can move to Bulgaria and get the even the same or even better house. And if I save enough money, I'll be living like a fucking king there or in some other country. Like it's crazy. I don't understand why most like Americans don't just either work remotely so they can support themselves, earn US dollars, and then live in another country. The cost of living is so much lower when you're earning USD. Or just work in America for a lot, accrue a bunch of savings, and then instead of wasting that savings in America to taxes and sky high home values and rent and all these bills, just move to a fucking cheaper place. That's what I personally want to do. I don't want to live in America anymore. I want to build up a ton of savings. It's not because I hate America. It's not because of any political reasons. It's strictly for economic reasons. It's like I just moved to Bulgaria or something, or Eastern Europe or Asia, Southeast Asia. Just take my big fucking US dollars, which is like, dude, what are you gonna do with $100,000 in the US? Yes, you could invest it, but like, you can't buy a home for that outright. You can't. You could buy a nice car. What's that gonna do? But for $100,000, you move to fucking Bulgaria. You could buy two homes for that price, for less than the price of a quarter of a single home here. You might be able to buy a couple homes, maybe about 3 or 4 homes with that money. Western Europe is pretty shitty too. Like when it comes to like, so it's just like I foresee a mass exodus of country of native, not like okay, not in America's terms, not Native Americans, but like citizens, natural born citizens in America, just mass exodus of natural born citizens in America and Western countries in general, like in Europe, just flocking to cheaper places because we're just getting priced out. Like us citizens are getting priced out of our own countries. Like who wants to just fucking be in debt and pay mortgages and credit card payments and be a be a be a slave to the system of debt that exists in the modern world? Like why wouldn't I just save my money that's worth more in a different country, move to a different country where I could live way better with the money I have than in my home country, my expensive ass fucking shithole America. There's the old adage, work smarter, not harder. You're working harder by living in your expensive ass Western European country or North America. when you could be working smarter, saving that money that you earn in the U.S. or Canada or Western Europe, and then just moving to fucking some cheap ass Eastern European country. Like, it's like America ain't affordable anymore. Sorry, it's not affordable for the average person. Our economy is fucking shit, dude. We're we're trillions of dollars in debt. We're the prices of housing is skyrocketing. There's all this and there's so much inflation. It's like, yes, I know that inflation and all that stuff exists in other parts of the world. But when you're earning a very high value currency like the US dollar and comparing it to some second world, third world country, it's like it's gonna be way more, dude. It's like when your average livable salary in a country is like 500 USD or even less, and then like in America, like 500 USD a month isn't enough to get you jack shit. It's like, why not just make your money smarter, make your money do more by just moving to a cheaper country? Well, like that's what I'm considering, because like unless I become like super fucking wealthy, whatever the fuck career, uh, I can't afford it. I can't afford this America thing. I can't afford this. I don't want to be a slave to debt. I don't want to be a slave to working my entire life for what? You could retire early by using your savings to not live in your expensive ass home country and move to a cheaper country. Think about it. You could retire earlier by doing that because guess what? You don't have to save up as much money. That's being smart. You could retire early not by saving up more money, but by going to an area that's cheaper than where you currently live. It's like, why do you think all these businesses are based in like Ireland and Delaware and all this stuff? It's for tax purposes, or Switzerland. Why do you think all these banks and stuff have investments and businesses are in Switzerland or Liechtenstein? It's because they're tax havens. Same reason you should move to those countries or move to a third world country is because it's like your money goes farther there. It's like when I was in Hong Kong, I was like staggered by like how cheap stuff is compared to America. It's like, and Hong Kong is considered like one of the most expensive cities in the world. So if my U.S. dollar stretched that far in Hong Kong, being one of the most expensive cities in the world, imagine how much it'd be in like Bulgaria or the Philippines or something like that. It'd be amazing, dude. I'd be living like a fucking king. Anyways, I'm gonna end the live stream.